Okay, hello everybody that listens to Radio Leftovers. So this was kind of like a quick PSA about the future of the podcast and where it's going to go, what's going to happen, how it's going to change. So I guess for like the past 2 years I've been releasing like little episodes here and there. I think we released 6 episodes over like 2 years. Which basically says I released one every 4 months, which is really bad, despite me saying that I wanted to do them more regularly. I think the issue was, like, loads of stuff came up, and, you know how it is, life. So, I guess this is a prefix to the last episode of this, what I'm going to start calling a season. So I'm calling the last 6 episodes, and this one, episode 7, season 0. And so this last episode is going to be with my guest / co-host, Mike. And we're going to do sort of like a 2017 into 2018 finale sort of roundup. The way the format's going to work after that is, so season 0 is going to be like a pilot season, and then season 1 is going to be like the first season of the podcast. And the way that's going to work is I'm either going to have previous guests I've had on before or brand new guests maybe every 2 weeks. I'm going to try and do it, and I'm going to try and record it like in person with the person, because I feel like the conversation's a little more natural that way, and it's easier to just sort of sit and listen to people instead of, like, I think if you're recording it online, it's quite easy to just interrupt one another. And then the idea is there's going to be like 13 episodes per season, so that would be, if you just do the maths, it's like 26 weeks per season, and then that ends up being like 2 seasons a year. So I've got a couple of like guests down that are up and coming. So these are like people I know from Twitter. It'll be people that I know in real life that I've known for years and years and years. Some people I've known half my life. There'll be like a good range, and I think the way I want the format to work is I do want it to be like a conversational piece. I don't want it to be very tied to current affairs. There might be like special episodes I'll just throw out, like mini episodes like here and there that are on a particular event. Like I might want to cover and talk about E3. I might want to talk about like a new game that's come out. I might want to do like an anime special or like special episodes, and I'll just throw them in between. But I guess the idea is to have like this one episode every 2 weeks, starting from season 1. So if I check the date, I believe, so if I get this out on Thursday the 11th, season 1 will start on the 25th of January, and then continue onwards every 2 weeks until the end of the year. And then hopefully continue from that point onwards. I guess not that many people listen to this, but hopefully there will be more. And I'm going to try and get season 1 and season 2 onto iTunes. So I'm going to try and fix that all before we do any recordings or anything like that, just so I sort of know what I'm doing, and I guess it makes it easier. If not, I'll find an alternative like SoundCloud, and they'll all be going up onto YouTube anyway. So that's basically just a not very quick update on where this is going. This will be before the 2017 finale episode, which will be straight after this, so I'm going to cut straight into it almost immediately. But if you do sit and listen to these and you do enjoy these, thank you very much. Like, please leave feedback, because I want to improve these. I don't want people to just sort of listen to them and be like, oh, that's really boring, or oh, that's really crappy. So it'd be good to get some sort of feedback, and yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So I hope you enjoy this episode, and I'll see you soon. Hello everybody, welcome back to the Radio Leftovers podcast. I'm here, Modge, your host. Today with me is the gracious, glorious, beautiful Mike.
Oh, you could have alliterated it and gone gracious, glorious, gorgeous, but you went for beautiful. You
Gracious,
ruined it.
Gorgeous, glorious, ganglion, I don't know.
Gushing.
Gushing, like gushers.
Okay, we're moving on from that.
Okay. Gagging.
But yeah, it's me. It's me. I'm always here. I think I've been on like every episode since the first one, so I'm pretty much a staple of this show at this point.
Yeah, you are. Stapled pretty strong. You know, like those like industrial staplers you can get. They're like they're like oddly impressive. Anyway, regardless, this is going to be our 2017 versus 2018 finale.
It is.
the amount of episodes that have been between this one and the last finale episode, which was 2016 versus 2017, has been 3 whole episodes. Actually, I think
Wow,
this might
we've
be the
been
third
really
one.
regular about hosting this.
Yeah, this might be the 3rd one, actually.
In all fairness, we've been meaning to do this for ages. Like, we keep saying, "Oh, we need to podcast again. We need to do another episode," and we've just never got around to it.
Yeah, we've seen each other like since.
Yeah, we've just never got around to
just
it.
not
Actually being able to sit down and find the time to record.
Yeah, I know it's been a hectic year, hasn't it?
It has. It's been very busy.
Oh yeah. So I think our plan is to. So we wanted to mention a couple of things we're going to leave in 2017 because that year's over. Want to leave it in the past.
It's old news.
Old news. Hard Brexit. And what we want to sort of like take into 2017 or like
2018.
2018. Jesus Christ, I don't even know what year it is anymore. What we want to take into 2018 and maybe like improvements and stuff. Focusing on the positives again, like last time. I guess like things we're leaving in the past isn't particularly negative, but it's more of like a reflective. This is a reflective episode. We're doing a nice little retrospective of our year. So we're back. We had some technical difficulties.
On my end, as usual.
No surprise, but I wasn't sure if it was me, because obviously you said you could hear me, so I'm not sure
I
if
could.
that was...
You couldn't hear me, and I couldn't send any messages, but I could hear you just talking away. I felt like I was screaming into the abyss, like, "Bodge, help, I'm dying!"
Yeah, it was like have you seen Get Out?
Yeah.
The bit where he's like sinking and he's like trying to scream, but just nothing's coming out. That's me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
that was
you.
That was me right then.
But yes, I think we were up to talking about, reflecting on the year, having a little mini retrospective, and seeing what we want to try and achieve in 2018 and what to take into it. So, I'll start us off. Start us off with a little bit of what I'm going to leave in 2017.
Go for it. Start us off with point 1.
So, if anybody knows me or reads my Twitter, they know that I whinge about horrible people all the time, like really really crappy people. Because I know a lot of crappy people, which is unfortunate actually. But I wrote, "Gotta leave baggage in the past," so that involves like anybody. 2018's a year for a cleanse. I just want to get rid of crappy people. I want to live my life with new friends. I want to make new friends. I want to meet new people. Sometimes you just got to keep those people that are truly going to be there for you in life. Like you, Mike.
Like me. I was nervous then because I thought you were just going to kick me out of this call and be like, "I'm starting this."
That's the end
now.
of the podcast.
It was a piece of performance art. You're just going to banish me live on air.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Radio Leftovers podcast. So I've kicked Mike. He's gone with the wind.
That's what I want you to think.
He's out of here. Arrivederci.
I feel you on that. One of my points is similar. It's slightly different, but it's in the same theme.
Oh, go on,
similar
follow it up.
thematically. It was things to leave behind. It was lazy people.
Oh,
by that I mean I don't mean like physically lazy. If you just want to sit around your house all day and play video games, fucking do it. That's what I do most of the time. But I mean people that are just unwilling to make any kind of effort to interact. Because I realized throughout 2017, I'm such an extroverted person anyway, so it's kind of easy for me.
Yeah.
But I've been massively putting myself out there to make an effort to see my friends and do things and go places and be active.
Mm-hmm.
And thankfully, I've had a great group of people to do that with, like all over the country.
Coffee,
Leeds,
yeah.
Leeds, yeah, I was gonna say Leeds, Manchester, Blackpool, London, just people all over the place. But I realized some people, I felt like I was dragging them along to it, and it was just ruining the experience when you have to forcibly make someone do something.
Oh, definitely.
And especially when it's kind of an ungrateful aspect of it. Like, I'm putting myself out here. You said you wanted to do something. Why are you making this difficult on yourself?
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
It's just me ranting at this point. But
I think it's probably funnier that I know exactly who you're talking about. Well, it's not one person.
I mean, you are correct.
I think I know a couple of people that would probably apply to. So
yeah, I don't want anyone listening to think, oh, we're calling you out because.
Oh no, we love you all.
If you're listening to this, there's probably a 0% chance it's about you.
Oh yeah, definitely. We
not a vague post about anyone.
We love all of the however many people listen to this very, very deeply for listening to us chat absolute rubbish for however long it is. So yeah, I guess that's like both of our first points, like pretty much done. But
yeah, it's both in the similar vein of thought. Is that the right term? Vein of thought? Frame of mind? I don't know.
Frame of mind? No, there is a thought one. Like,
I think it's just both in the similar vein. I don't know.
Yeah, no, similar.
They're both similar.
They are both similar. What's funny about that, actually, is my next one kind of falls into that. I only just realised is I'm leaving behind making excuses. It's kind of partial to myself, and initially when I was writing it, I was like, oh yeah, it's definitely... me as a person, but actually now that you've mentioned that, it's other people like making excuses to not do something. I think I've kind of come to the conclusion that if you don't want to do something, you should tell somebody outright that you don't want to do something. Like, come on,
honesty is the best policy.
Exactly. Like, it's 2018. No means no. Whether that's anything basically. If you don't want to hang around with your friends, or if you don't want to go, I don't know, bowling. Who doesn't want to go bowling though? It's pretty fun. But
I've not been bowling in ages. Come to Leeds. Let's go to Roxy Lanes.
We should go. Let's go bowling. We'll
go to this really cool bowling alley /bar/grill.
Oh, that sounds good. It's named after your favorite character.
Don't call me out like this.
Sorry. Okay, my bad. Take it back. Roxy's not a real person.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, like it's just in that sense, it's people making excuses to sort of get out of things. I've become sort of like more honest in that aspect, and if I don't want to do something, I won't do it, or I will set myself up as like tentative, and I'll be like, oh, I might make it, but there's no guarantee. So at least in that aspect, like that's okay. But I think it's more making excuses for doing things like for myself, like looking after my health or exercising, or like sort of like bad habits. I was just making excuses as to why I was doing them. So I'm trying to stop that and do things when I should do them for both my sake and other people's.
In your routine.
Yeah, exactly. Spot on. Yeah, that's my number two.
Your number two. Well, my number two is a bit more to the point and a bit more materialistic than that. It's a bit less vague, and one thing I'm leaving behind in 2017 is just straight up reckless spending.
Oh God, tell me about it.
2017's been the first year since I graduated where I've been in full-time work for the full year.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the first time I've had not a massive amount, but a fairly large amount of disposable income to do what I want with.
Yeah.
And I've had a really, really good time with that money. I've been all over the place. I've been to festivals, events, bands, conventions, traveled. I've done a lot, and I've enjoyed myself with that. But I could have been better with my money, and I'd like to be a bit better in 2018. Mainly just because I really need to move out again because I hate living back home again. Well, no, I don't hate it, but
Rip. Your parents will hear that.
No, my parents are great. But
no, I love your
parents. After living away from home for 4 years, spending a year back, it's like, okay, it's time to move again.
Oh yeah, I haven't ever lived outside of my house, and that's why I guess I'm looking for somewhere at the moment. But finding places to live is hard, man. Like, I'm so picky. I'm so picky. Like somebody was like, it's really good to be picky because otherwise you'll settle with somewhere that's like not worthwhile. And especially somewhere where you're trying to stay for a while, it's probably best if you like put in a good amount of like time and effort to like find somewhere nice, even if it takes a couple of months. Like by all means. But yeah, that's a good one.
You've just got to find that right place, find your little slice of home.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we can link that into one of my points later on about finding somewhere to live. Hint, hint.
Hint, hint. Nudge. I feel like I know where that's going.
Yeah, we'll get onto that when we come to it.
We'll get onto it. Yeah, I think moving on to my final point. I feel like this one's going to be a quick one. moving on to my final point was like forming bad habits. So I guess like as a developer, I have a really bad habit of sitting like really badly. Like my posture, just in general, like in my day to day, is like really, really bad, and I think I've suffered actually a lot.
I feel called out right now just for the way that I'm sat in my chair recording this podcast.
Honestly, I feel like the hunchback of. I feel like like one of those what are they called? Head crabs. Like sort of like their heads just look like my back right now. Yeah, like it's just things like that. Things like not going to the gym regularly, like I'd promised myself I would, staying healthy. Like I'm young. I don't want to get like illnesses and stuff that are like detrimental to my life like this early. Do you know what I mean?
Especially not when you can avoid them.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Like it's.
I'm not saying you're going to be able to avoid every single.
Yeah,
illness.
you just gotta dodge them. Miss me with that ill shit. Do you know what I mean?
Miss me with that sick shit.
Miss me with that. Oh god. That sounds like too many things coming out of too many orifices. Anyway, yeah, like I think mine is definitely just removing bad habits from my life, and that's pretty much it.
So you say about removing bad habits. What about any good habits to replace them with? What have you got in mind for that, rather than just blanking habits altogether?
Oh well,
you got to replace it. It's like quitting smoking. You got to substitute it for something good.
Oh, we'll get to that.
Oh shit! We'll get to that.
Nice little.
Well, why don't we get
foreshadowing
to that now? Because I don't have a third thing I'm leaving behind. Those are my two main things.
I see the attempt at a segue now. I understand.
It was a very good attempt.
Oh no, I wholeheartedly agree. Now that I understand, now I understand. The idea behind it. So ignore me completely passing off that beautiful segue. Talk about things that we're taking into 2018, and I think we're also going to talk about things that we're excited for in 2018, which is probably going to be a lot of seeing each other more, but we'll get to that later. So I guess leading on from my last point and moving into my first point of what I'm taking into 2018 is forming good habits.
Wow, what a surprise.
I know. It's almost like it was meant to be. And I think I'm like off to a good start. Like I'm normally really lazy in the evening, and I won't sort of like it sounds like gross, but I won't clean up before I go to bed. So I've just sort of like started cleaning up my room and stuff, and like making sure that like I use my face wash and do my skincare routine, because obviously I care that much about my skin, even though it's absolutely vile at the moment. Too many stress spots. That's what it is.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I'm in that state right now. Don't look at me.
Don't look at me.
Thankfully, this is an entirely audio-based medium, and no one can see me.
Yeah, thank God, video stuff isn't coming until the future. So we're keeping this one out of there. You know what I mean? But yeah, like you said like some good habits. I think is like going to the gym more regularly, which I'm back to doing now that I'm back in work. I'm eating healthier. I'm spending less money. I'm being sort of a bit smarter about the way I live my life, so it doesn't end up being like detrimental when I'm like 35 and have like a crooked back and look like I could live in a cave or like under a bridge or something. So
a hunchback.
The hunch Modge. Or the hunchback of Modra Dam. Does that work?
Of Mancha Dam.
Mancha Dam. Of Manny Dam.
When you mentioned about good habits, like cleaning your room and shit before going to bed, like, one of the biggest changes I made last year, and it's such a small, minor thing, but it feels so good when you do it.
Go on.
Insert dirty jokes there. But it just make your fucking bed on a morning.
Oh, God,
It's such a tiny thing. But when you come back in after a crap day at work and you're in your room and you see a nice, pristine bed made, you just think, do you know what? I have my life well in control. I have it in control right now. Everything's
that's
good.
the one factor.
My skin is clear. My crops are flourishing.
Oh, but you said your crocs.
My bed is made. Yeah, my crocs.
My skin is clear. My crocs are flourishing. Okay, I'm gonna admit to something really bad now, actually, and I'm not leaving these in 2017, so you can get over it. I do own a pair of Crocs, yes.
Oh, nice. Why have I never seen these? You need to Snapchat me.
I do need to actually send you. They're all black, to be honest, because I kind of wanted to match my soul. Like a dark caramel, maybe a bit
duskier.
A bit duskier, yeah. Maybe like a toffee. I'm normally a
Evolved
caramel.
from caramel to toffee.
Caramel to toffee. Toffee's a bit darker than caramel, I think. You
I
know
think
what?
so.
I'm pretty sure we've had this conversation before, and we googled like the color differences.
We did. I'm pretty sure it was on a podcast.
I think it was on
as well.
another podcast as well.
I'm sure it was.
But yeah, just like getting good habits off to a good start. So hopefully they last for the end of the year.
My first thing that I was wanting to bring into 2018. It's not a new thing. It's more I'd like to keep this up. That started towards the end of 2017 is just motor goddamn version, because towards the end of 2017, like this last quarter, especially from like September onwards, I've just been really, really motivated to do everything.
Yeah,
just everything. It's mainly in terms of like work and furthering my career and stuff. And I just accidentally deleted the note on my phone somehow with my points on it. I just swiped upwards and it's gone. But anyway, I can remember them.
Oh, that's not a. I was gonna say that's not an option on Tinder, but yeah, it is.
But luckily, I can remember what I was talking about. What was I talking about? Haha, badumts. No, but it was mainly motivation towards furthering my career. Like towards the last quarter of last year, I started opening university. Why did I say that so weird? Uni applications.
University.
University.
That's like that's like the automatic accent I go to like replicate what other people say. It's just like the sort of like Valley
Girl.
American Girl. Oh my god, that one. Yeah, I'm gonna stop.
Please. But no, I started the application process for postgraduate stuff, mainly looking towards teaching stuff. Still some PhD stuff, but mainly teaching stuff. But I just like to keep up my motivation with that. It took me a while to get my ass in gear after graduating. I started this job that I'm in and thought, right, I'll stick this out for a year and have a year out of education. Then I'd go back. And then that year turned into longer than a year. And now it's been just over a year. So I don't want to leave in 2 years, because at that point I'll just be in this job for life, and I don't want to be. I mean, it's a good job. It pays well, and I don't dislike it, but I don't want to do it for the rest of my life.
That's totally fair.
I'd rather live that post-grad life for a bit and then go into more post-doctoral stuff or go into teaching.
Yeah, that sounds really good.
We'll see where 2018 takes me.
Yeah.
Hopefully, if the applications are successful that I've sent off, hopefully maybe take me to Manchester.
Ooh, 0161. Manny on the map, represent. Show me.
Well, I've applied to like 7 different unis or something stupid, and Manchester's just one of them.
Well, it's the best one for, not even because they're like really, really good for like postgraduate stuff, just because I'm here. I mean,
exactly.
Let's be honest, it doesn't get better than that, you know.
To be fair, even if I didn't go to Manchester Uni for like the year teacher training, and then I became a qualified teacher, I could just teach in Manchester and move there.
True, like it's inevitable. It's gonna happen.
Exactly, it's gonna happen. It's destiny. The red string of fate is tying us together.
Oh, honestly, like I'm surprised we're not married yet. Like married, 2 kids. I mean, we basically do have some kids.
That's the 2018 finale. We get married live on air.
We get married. You finally get to see what we look like, even though it's pretty easy to find all of my social media. So
it's probably linked in the fucking video description.
Oh yeah, it will be. Yeah,
or the podcast description.
Yeah, Neil's our child. Neil's basically our child.
I was just about to say, I picked up on something you said then. We basically have children, and I was like, what?
We are basically like the fathers of that group.
We were the mum friends.
Oh
at
our
New Year's party. We were just like keeping everyone in check.
Oh yeah, that was a really, really good party. I got to meet Mike's cat, Marvin. Absolutely adorable mother.
He was on my bed earlier today.
Oh, so cute.
Because we met him upstairs now, and he was recording with us when we were recording for Keepers of the Well.
Yeah, go check it out. Keepers of the Well, best YouTube channel there is.
Subscribe to that. Yeah, 100%. Subscribe.
Best YouTube channel on the YouTube platform. Way better than what's his name, Di Depew, Pi Depew.
I thought you were going to say Logan Paul.
Oh yeah, way better than Logan Paul. Yeah, I really wanted to talk about that actually, but I just feel like I don't really.
We can get to it at some point.
I don't really have a.
Do you know what? Let's just get to it now. This is the perfect segue.
He's a nonce. Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
Okay, in-depth discussion there.
We'll leave it at that. In depth. So, moving on to my second point is concentrating on what's important / not spreading myself too thin. Now,
ooh, good one, a spicy one.
A spicy one. I think this one's a really important one for me because I'm one of those people that gets bored of things really easily and tends to just sort of try new things in order to replace like other hobbies I got bored of or something.
Yeah.
So I think the idea is just to concentrate on things that I'm genuinely passionate about, things that I genuinely want to do. And I think by not spreading myself too thin, I think I'm probably referring to like socially. I tend to do this thing where I pretty much double book myself like every day, just because like I'm probably doing something like every single day of the week, like just because I know like so many different groups of people. Like you've seen it before. Like we'll be in Manchester and we'll bump into like 10 people that I know just walking around like Manchester city centre, and it's an absolutely fantastic thing. It means, you know, I have a lot of connections and I have a lot of friends.
It does mean it takes us half an hour to walk from one side of Piccadilly Gardens to the other.
Oh yeah,
but,
definitely.
You know, I can deal with that. I can deal with that.
Normally takes like what, a minute for like a normally walking person. It takes us like half an hour because like I bump into pretty much like the whole of Manchester. And no, that's not because I've got bad eyesight. I do wear glasses. I think spreading myself too thin. But yeah,
one of my other points for things to take into 2018. I nearly said 2013. I don't know why that year was 5 years ago.
I mean, if you get rid of a little bit of like the left side of the 8, technically it does make a 3.
It is, yeah, I guess. But my other point just kind of blended in with my first point because I had motivation as my first point, and my second point was furthering my career, which I kind of touched upon in that last one. But I've been out of the scientific sphere for a while, if that's a phrase. I don't know if it is. If it's not, it is now because I made it up, so you can all use it.
Industry, maybe.
Yes, like the scientific industry. But I did my masters, and I was so burnt out with the idea of ever doing any more research or industry work.
Yeah.
But now I'm buzzing to get back into it, even if it's just teaching or something like that. I'm buzzing to get back into what has always been a massive interest of mine before I got too burned out by studying it at uni, because that so easily happens. You just lose all passion for something that you loved because you were forced. It was forced upon you every single day.
Yeah, I definitely felt like that during like education.
Yeah, I think a lot of people do, especially artists and people who study creative arts.
Definitely, yeah.
Something that like started developing as a hobby kind of thing, and when they tried to take it either professionally or further in education, it just became too insufferable and ruined what was something they loved. I felt like I had a similar experience with
definitely.
With chemistry.
Yeah, I think
more boring though.
Bachelor of Arts students probably get it quite bad in comparison to us Bachelor of Science students. I guess mostly, for the most part,
people. One of us is a Bachelor of Science. The other one is a Master.
Sorry, dear sir.
I just felt like I had to put that in there.
Oh, Michael with his Masters and Mod with his Bachelor of Science. Yeah, but like, they do get a lot of crap, a lot of shtick, like Bachelor of Arts students, and I think it's quite hard. Like, imagine you taking like a creative outlook onto something, and this random lecturer just being like, "Yeah, that's kind of crap by my standards, but it's
wrong."
Yeah, like I think art in general is very much like it's like a subjective thing. Like, people interpret it differently, so one lecturer's opinion couldn't possibly be like the be all end all. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's quite difficult.
I always found it very, very easy to take criticism on my course, because if something was wrong, it was wrong.
It was like definitively wrong. Like you knew. Like, if my coding was wrong, like I knew it. Like I'd done something right. Like, if it didn't work, I knew it was wrong.
Yeah, it's the same with like if I'd done a reaction in a lab class and it hadn't worked. Well, it's wrong because you didn't do this. Okay, that's why it didn't happen.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I know a lot of the arts aren't subjective like that, and I know a lot of it is theory based, where there are definitive correct and incorrect answers. But at the same time, it is a lot more subjective than, say, the course that I did.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
I don't think I'd be able to handle that kind of subjective criticism.
Oh yeah, definitely me neither. Also, considering the only thing I can draw is stickmen, so we'll leave that at that.
Yeah, let's leave our artistic endeavors behind us.
Yeah, probably that and draw stupid things on plastic cups, which we won't mention. Yeah, so oh god, better listen to Drake. My final point is, wait, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you might have cut out again.
No, my connection has not died again, as far as I know.
Praise be. Yeah, so my final point is, and it's a bit wishy-washy because I kind of wanted to sort of get away from the whole, New Year's resolution thing. I think it's very much like a wishy-washy phrase for people to make promises that they're not going to keep, and instead sort of focus more like on a goal aspect, and on a shorter time period. So I took those long goals that I wanted to achieve, like in life, and sort of shortened them down to like, this is what I can do in this year, and then I shortened that down even further, and I said, this is what I can do in this month, and then shortened that even further, and just said, like, this is what I can do in this week, and I sort of planned everything, basically, and remembered that, like, taking a retrospective, and this is a great segue into why we're doing this podcast, like, taking a retrospective and really reflecting on, like, how things worked out and what could have been better is really quite important. And I don't think people do it enough. So working harder than ever to achieve my goals, one of which is to go into space, which is a big one. Work for NASA, that would be a good one. That's a
so
good
is that
one.
your 2018?
Oh God, I'm not going to get to. Yeah, just go to. Either by legitimate means or just jettisoning myself from the planet's surface.
I mean, just build a slingshot. How hard can it be? Just build a massive slingshot.
I don't know. I think we just need like a really, really big trebuchet. Like maybe, like we're talking. Yeah, maybe we should get Mythbusted. Like,
how close to space can we get?
How close can we fling this man into space? You just like constant flinging of me into space, and you keep missing by like a little bit. I think that would be quite cool. But yes. To do that, go into space is probably a big goal in my life.
Is that the end goal?
That is the end goal. If I can go into space, I will die happy, I think.
I don't even think I have an end goal like that. My end goal is to just have a stable job and a house.
Live.
Yeah, basically.
To not struggle. I think that's an end goal.
Yeah.
To live a comfortable, stress-free life. Although you'll eventually probably have kids, and let's be honest, it's not going to be stress-free from that point on.
Oh God, I hope I don't ever have kids.
I kind of do. I kind of do want kids, but not for like another 10 years.
No. Way off.
Do you have a final one?
You mentioned... no, I do not have a final one.
Oh, go on.
I had two for each. And I was going to say, you mentioned a segue into why we're doing this podcast. What was that?
The retrospective and reflecting on the past year.
Oh yeah, that was it. So this is like season 1 finale, is it? Or is this
season 0?
Season 2. Season 0. Okay, so we're moving on to season 1.
Yeah, it's like a pilot season.
Okay. YouTube season 0 is YouTube exclusive, and hopefully this will be on like iTunes and shit.
Yeah, YouTube Red exclusive only. Please purchase yourself a YouTube Red subscription so you can see various TV shows such as Modern Mike in I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here.
Oh God, if ever I became famous, I would love to go on that show. It looks so good.
I 100% would not go on that show. You know, I would really want to go on though.
It'd be so good.
Fort Boyard, like I used to watch Fort Boyard so much as a kid. Or just go on Robot Wars and just instead of like a robot fighting a robot, it's just me in like an arena with like Sir Kill-A-Lot.
It's just you drop kicking Sir Kill-A-Lot.
Just curb stomping him.
Hypnodisc.
Matilda. Hypnomod. Just like I can imagine myself in like a pit with Sir Kill-A-Lot. To be fair, I could probably just do that at Comic-Con, can't I? Just climb into a pit with him. Yeah.
I reckon you could take down Sir Kill-A-Lot.
I
mean, Honestly, no, but I just want to hype you up so that you actually fight him, because I want to see you get demolished by him.
Just
if
proper,
I'm
like,
being honest.
I'd just boot him in the head, mate. Us Manx, we're a nasty, not nasty lot. We're a pretty rough lot. I'll have you know,
Mate, you're talking to someone from Leeds.
I do thoroughly enjoy Robot Wars. Oddly enough,
Oddly, Robot Wars is sick. That's why you enjoy it.
it is quite good actually.
You do not need to justify enjoying Robot Wars.
Fort Boyard though. Fort Boyard though.
Yeah, I would rather go on that than
Yeah.
Than I'm a Celebrity.
Or
but
the
I'm a Celebrity looks
bill.
good though.
You
You want to go on the bill's not even a thing anymore.
I don't even care. I want to remake it. Imagine like Hot Fuzz, but with me and you as the main characters.
God.
Yeah. Should we can talk about what we're looking forward to in 2018.
Coming up this time next month.
Oh
Wait,
my god! It's next month.
Is it a month today? I think it might be a month today.
Oh, it might be.
Let me just Google.
You're gonna Google it.
I'm Googling right now.
It'd be funny if you just like...
It's a month today.
If you just like, I'm Googling.
I'm in.
I wrote Kulamad. Yeah, okay. Yeah, is it a month today?
Yeah, one month today. This time
today.
A month today, because we are recording.
I've not got the tickets yet.
We are recording at around 9:10. This time next month, we will be seeing performing live right now Kendrick Lamar.
Ooh,
finally.
Kendrick.
Finally, we're going to see K-Dot. We've been to a few gigs together this year. Well,
yeah,
Run the Jewels and Danny Brown.
Well, last year.
Oh, yeah. It's not
I keep forgetting anymore. We're in 2018 now. It's so weird not just saying like, this year. But yeah, we went to see Run the Jewels and Danny Brown. We were going to go see Gorillaz together.
I went to a lot of gigs last year. That's what I spent most of my money on. And I must have seen close to around 60 bands last year.
Wow, that's insane.
I had an incredible time. Yeah, I saw a lot of bands. I think the first time we saw Run the Jewels was my favourite. I saw Kamasi Washington in Leeds, and that was incredible as well.
Oh, is that when we saw Gaslamp Killer as well?
Oh, yeah,
the first time we saw Run the Jewels. That was insane. Yeah, rest in peace.
Well, no, not rest in peace. Apparently,
well, rest in peace his career. Yeah, like it was crazy. Like the difference between when we saw them at Albert Hall and when we saw them at the Warehouse. Like
the Warehouse was so much bigger.
Yeah, but like Albert Hall was crazy good. Like just the atmosphere was insane. Like we physically couldn't breathe.
We could not. We were trapped in that crowd.
Oh my God.
It was still amazing the second time we saw them, but the first time was great.
I think the second time we saw them was probably...
Actually... Oh, no, go on.
I was going to say, I thought, in terms of, like, performance, I thought that was better. But in terms of, like, atmosphere and stuff, I think the first time we saw them was really good.
Well, you know what? We're just going to have to go see them this year on the inevitable Run the Jewels 4 tour.
100%. I have so many people from work that are just like, why the hell did you not tell me that Run the Jewels were playing? So we might have quite a big group this year.
Yeah, let's do it.
If they play again.
We'll try and get Neil and Tori to come again.
Oh, yeah. Beale and Bory.
But I think one of the best gigs I went to last year was the Gorillaz Festival that I went to in June.
Oh, yeah, Demon Days.
That was amazing. It was the nicest day of the year. Like, the weather was really nice. The sun was shining. It was unbearably hot.
So
we just spent an entire day on the beach, going on rides, seeing bands like De La Soul, Danny Brown, Vince Staples, and then Gorillaz to top it off. That was the single best day of last year. And you do not want to know how much I paid for tickets for that and how much the entire thing cost me, but it was so worth it.
You know what? To be fair, our Kendrick tickets were pretty pricey.
Yeah, the festival tickets were about the same as just the Kendrick tickets. But it was more so the travel and accommodation and money I spent while I was there and stuff. Because we stopped down in Canterbury, which was insanely nice. It was everywhere. We stopped down in Banterbury. I was the Archbishop of Banterbury for a day.
the Archbishop.
I think
the weekend.
I don't have any gigs coming up other than Kendrick. Oh no, I'm going to see There Might Be Giants, but that's in fucking September. But I need to go see more bands. Spend my money on bands.
I've got a lot of holidays. No, you need to spend your money
holidays.
on going to Paris with me.
Yeah,
so
we
can
do.
be the little French boys.
Over summer, we'll go to Paris.
And then
we'll do a radio leftovers.
Oh, that'd be so good. And then I can buy a croissant, as they say in America. You can buy a croissant.
Maybe drop my croissant.
That was exactly what I was about to quote.
I beat you to it.
But yeah, I've got a couple of...
I'm on X Games.
Oh, we are on X Games.
Oh my god.
I've got a lot of holidays this year, actually. I'm going to Sweden this month, end of this month. I'm then going to Finland, I think, in March to see the Northern Lights. And then I'm possibly going to South Korea in the summer.
I think I remember you mentioning the South Korea.
Oh, the South Korea one's going to be the best, I think. That's a holiday to be prepared for. Yeah, I think we're pretty much done. There.
Is that brings us to a nice wrap up?
It does.
Our introspective look back at the past year and the coming year.
I think 2017 wasn't too bad. Wasn't as bad as 2016. That was a really bad year.
Okay, this is a good point. I've noticed that years tend to alternate whether or not they're good or bad. 2013 was amazing. 2014 pretty crap. 2015 was great. 2016 was crap. 2017 was good. And I hope that 2018 breaks that trend.
2018's gonna be crap. No, I think 2018's gonna be a good one. So that's all we have time for today. If you got this far, well done. Thank you very much for listening Congratulations. Thank you very much for listening to the Radio Leftovers podcast. I've been your host, Modge.
I've been your other host, Mike.
And I have one final thing to say before we leave. I actually owe somebody a shout out. Because one of my... This is probably one of the best things that's probably come out of this podcast. And my friend sent me a message, actually. And after he'd listened to the podcast for the first time, so I'd met him on a night out. This really cool guy, and he listened to our 2016 versus 2017 podcast, and this is what he had to say. He said, "I really enjoyed it. I listened to the 2016 versus 2017 podcast, and it's more entertaining than most podcasts I listen to. You're all actually interested and engaged in what's being said. I highly enjoyed the slam dunk section of it. Slam dunk was good. That was a good time."
Slam dunk was good.
And I promised I'd give him a shout out because thank you very much for listening. And another one of my friends also mentioned that they really enjoyed listening to the podcast in general, mainly for our dynamic. Actually, they think we have a very good dynamic. You and I, the whole enabling dynamic.
We're just a pair of enablers.
We are a terrible pair of enablers. But yes, that's that. And thank you very much for listening.
So hopefully this will be on iTunes for the first time.
Yeah, next episode.
Is next episode going on iTunes?
Yeah, this will be the last one on just YouTube, and then the ones after that will be on, fingers crossed, iTunes.
Well, in that case, get ready to subscribe to us on iTunes.
Oh yeah, you better be ready. We're going hard this year. Podcast Cité.
Let's actually try it and keep up to it.
Yeah, we need to do Mike's podcast as well. So look out for that.
Oh yeah, I still need to do that. God, I've forgotten about that.
So look out for that.
We've got D&D this Saturday.
Oh, we do have D&D this Saturday.
That's one thing I want to take into 2018. I actually want to get a long form D&D campaign going, which looks like we will be doing.
Fingers crossed. I will try to cause as much havoc as possible because...
Please do.
Thank you very much for listening. Over and out.
Right. Bye.
Cool.
That was good shit.